Oh, for you guys that may or may not know, that was a Steve over at Ventori's Workshop creation. He created that in about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we just wanted to test some software tonight, and we've got Bill down below, like right there. Y'all might recognize Bill from some of the videos here at the shack. He comes over, helps me from time to time. Babysitted me last Friday when I was heavily medicated, or was that was Saturday when I was heavily medicated. So, me and Steve have been talking to you guys about wanting to upgrade our software to StreamYard for the purpose of Cattail.
He's just going to hang out today.
Yeah. For the purpose of being able to streamline giveaways. And for those of you that aren't aware, we will be having some giveaways come up on our 100th edition of our live show that we're going to do. And we're trying to make it worth your while, but we're trying to create it in a manner to where just random people can't, get in it. We want it to be where you got to be there, seat in front of the TV or in front of the screen. You got to be dedicated to win these things. We do plan on the winning, the prizes getting to be more frequent, more often, and bigger. We're trying to get this year's Christmas giveaway. I'm going to try to work with some of the companies that me and Steve have good relations with and try to come up with some really awesome giveaways if we can pull it off. I don't know if we have that kind of clout with these companies, but we'll try. Because some of the companies we have better relationships with than others. So that's where we're at right now. I did upgrade our software, and it hurts to have to, but I did the pay by the year. It's $1,000 a year if you don't pay it a year at a time. But I saved like $200 by paying for the whole year. So we're paid up until this time next year, guys, which will be when I'm retiring. But if this software doesn't work out, I don't know what to tell you guys, because we've researched. The only thing that we've noticed already with this is putting all the comments from all the different channels on the screen. We ain't figured that out yet. Either the two of us, our combined IQ is inadequate to determine the solution to this problem, or we can't do it. So for those of you that kind of like to check, back and forth in the chat, it may mess you up if you're not on the same platform. So,
yeah.
But anyways, but the biggest thing that we want to do is use like the giveaway stuff. So,
but we could still, pop up comments.
Yeah, we can still put the comments and everything in there. You're not going to be able to see each other unless you're on the same platform.
Yep.
From what we're seeing so far. Now, if you know something that me and Steve ain't figured out yet, by all means, put it in the comments where the button is for us to be able to show all the comments, and we would love that. Because so far, that's the only real thing that I see that we're going to miss that we did have is being able to put all the comments over on the right side. Other than that, I think everything is working pretty well right now. Y'all disregard that. I don't have a cup in here tonight. Hang on. This is going to be. I'm going to edit this. Stand by.
Well, I don't even have any here. I was going to say, you need a Ventari's Workshop King koozie.
I'm just going to edit it. It's edited. It's edited now. It's just a clear bottle with it. All this is fermented apples. Yeah. But I mean, seriously, that's all it is. It's just apples that got left outside too long. That's all it is. All natural. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's the biggest thing. And a lot of you guys are always wanting to know about the streaming softwares and streaming setups. And so here it is. And this is what it looks like on the back end. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. But Bill is Bill has got him a setup going. He's been doing his lives, and if y'all don't know, like I said, he comes over and bails me out a lot. So if you hadn't subscribed to him, go check him out. Milk Money Mini Farms. He's at a bit of a crossroads right now, trying to figure out what direction he wants to go with his channel. He started out doing animals and birds, and then the birds tried to kill him, take him out, and so he had to get rid of the birds humanely. And so now he's been helping me and trying to learn CNCs, and he enjoys it, but he just don't know if he wants to try to do a channel about it. Me personally, I told him, if you enjoy doing it, do a channel. I mean, because just do it about whatever. If you want to do a channel, that's kind of what I did. I just started making videos. You guys started watching them, and it turned into a channel. So,
If
what do y'all think?
Got like $30,000 in camera gear right there. That's what I actually enjoy more than anything. I get that finger to go right there. It is.
Well, I ain't got much of an audience when it comes to camera stuff, other than maybe a little bit of streaming stuff. But you don't know that
fishing stuff over there too.
Yeah, no, I can do the fishing stuff. I enjoy camera gear, but mine is mostly this kind of stuff. So, as anybody that watches on a normal basis noticed, is the video the same, better, worse, audio, video, timing, right? Any of that?
One comment from earlier saying the vid quality and audio are good, so that's good. Got some jumping between YouTube and Facebook. Just check it out.
You can open up a tab in each and just that counts. Because here's the thing, guys. If you want to keep up with the comments, you can stack those windows and actually stream it on Facebook and on YouTube and Twitter. You can stream it on all of them and just stack them just right if you're on a computer, and keep up with what's going on in the comments. And it would help us too, because now we're getting twice the watch time. We're getting it on Facebook and YouTube. Not that Facebook pays me or anything, but in the event that they ever do, I'd make a little money off of that. So, but yeah, it looks to me, from what I can see on my end, it looks to be running pretty smooth. The one thing that we did want to check, though, I got to remember that darn link. Hang on, I'm gonna save me a shortcut to that link for that giveaway page. Okay, let me go ahead and add this to my favorites here. Bookmarks bar done. All right, so if y'all don't mind helping us test something, we ain't giving away nothing right now, but if you don't mind helping us test it, if you just want to, you get bragging rights for tonight. All right, how about that? You can be like, what do they call that at parades? What's the guy in the front?
Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal. You can be the Grand Marshal of tonight's live if you win. We'll put it through that way. But we're gonna do, and y'all all know this one. I hate to make it so long, but it is. It is what it is. All right. So
make sure you put the right one in there.
Oh, I am.
So I'm pretty sure I know where you're going with this.
All right. This is gonna be, and I'm gonna post it in the comments. This is gonna be the winning phrase for tonight's recognition. That's what we're gonna give away tonight. We're not giving anything further away than just recognition. You can, and I made it easy since it's so long. You can literally copy and paste that one. Should be able to. But that's gonna be the winning phrase for being the Grand Marshal of tonight's live event, and helping us test it, see how it works, because we have no clue. We're trying to study up and get ready and get prepared for when we do start actually giving stuff away. We don't jack it all up and all that. So I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to throw some of those in there, and then we'll let that sit for a few seconds and kind of paste and all that. I don't know how this works. But what we're going to do, and we'll crown you the Grand Marshal. I guess I could put like a ticker at the bottom that you're the Grand Marshal for tonight. So whoever wins it, I'll create a banner and put your name like that says you can be the grand marshal for tonight.
Nice.
I got a coaster I messed up on.
What you do to the coaster? What'd you hit that with? A blowtorch? Damn, Bill.
So while we're waiting for people to enter, got a question we could actually answer. John's asking, what service do you guys use for your internet service?
I'll let you go first because I know what mine Bill's answer is.
Well, up until just recently, there was DSL and cable options in my neighborhood. I've tried both. I'm currently still with Spectrum. And they recently sent me an email saying they are updating my service. Of course, that was only the download speed. So I've got a 600 megabit download plan, which only gives me about 20 megabit upload. But it works well. Now, they do have, a company did come through. They pulled fiber. They actually kind of ruined the boulevard in front of my house to do it, because now there's a nice little hump where they spliced right in front of my house. But I haven't jumped to that yet. It would probably save me a few bucks a month, but the hassle of switching right now, it's just not appealing to me. So I'm waiting for them to be a little more established in the neighborhood, or if Spectrum truly fails me. But in my area here, outside of a couple of minor issues, I've had them for probably 5-6 years now. It's at least pre-pandemic. So they've actually been pretty good to me. So that's what I've got.
All right, Bill, you want to explain what you've got over there? I mean, like I said, y'all don't know Bill as well, but he's got a pretty good setup. I can vouch for it. I help piece it together, basically.
Yeah, you had to put it together. It's that Central Alabama, whatever it is.
Central Access.
Yeah, Central Access.
Yeah, ours is local. You can't really get it anywhere else. Ours was basically our rural electric company that does our cooperative electricity in our area. Went and applied for a whole bunch of grant monies when it came out to, expand the coverage of broadband into rural areas. And because this is a seriously rural area, they got a bunch of the grant monies, and then they put some money with it and created their own broadband company. And as you can see right now, currently, as we speak, I'm running 848 megs down and 947 up as we stream. So I have no shortage of internet. And I also wait a minute. Huh?
I'm showing mine now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that. I thought that was my screen. I was like, what the heck? So I also, if y'all remember a couple of years ago or a year or so ago, there was a tree that died in my yard that Steve accused me of killing intentionally. I ran a Cat 6 cable from the house out here to the shop to avoid having to have two sets of internet connections, because I do have a background in IT and terminating Cat 5 and setting up my own little switches and, fail safes and wireless access points and all out here. I ran that Cat 6 out here. And so it's basically, I have that speed of internet everywhere in my house and in the shop, everywhere. In the house, it's actually, if I didn't have everything running, it's usually right around 1 gig up, 1 gig down. So, what'd you wind up with? What was your results?
My results. Let me just bring it back up here real quick. This is while we're streaming, 657 down and 21.3 up. So
your downloads really good. It's the upload that they kind of got you with.
Yeah, I mean, but realistically, for the average person, even for doing this type of streaming should only take 2 to 3 meg for most stuff.
Yeah, as long as you don't have any serious latency issue. And it looks like you got you got like a 19 ping.
19 ping. Yep.
I mean, it ain't exactly my 4 millisecond
22
ping.
upload. Well,
it ain't exactly my 4, but you're not sitting on fiber either. You're on copper.
Right.
I don't know how to change the screen, but I've run a test on mine.
You should have it set up in your Streamlabs to do that there, Bill. I set it up for you.
I told you I'm not clicking nothing.
I'm talking about on your Stream Deck. You should have a button for that, remember? Didn't we set you up with a button?
I ain't used that Stream Deck in so long. I can just tell them. But my download's 488, upload 243.
You got the half gig, didn't you? The 500 meg.
No, I got the full, but I have my wireless.
Well, you need to upgrade some. You need to upgrade some Ethernet cables. You're on wireless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
next few
especially
weeks.
if you don't have the new Wi-Fi 6 set up. That's definitely. I mean, that 600 megs on Wi-Fi is still really good. But you're going to be adding a little bit of restrictions to it. It should still work fine, but I would definitely hardline that stuff for this. That's what this machine here is hardline. The one I'm in the house is on Wi-Fi, but I have Wi-Fi 6. It's a Wi-Fi 6 capable machine, and it does a really good job. Even with being wireless.
Cool.
I've got like 3 TVs going right now. This computer, there's cell phones on it. So,
yeah. Norbert's saying in the last 20 years, he's had fiber service, and it started at 15 megabytes up, 15 down, and now it's 1 gig up and down. I've only lost service maybe 5 times with Comcast. So, yeah, there's a lot of fiber's the way to go if you can get it. But like where I live, up until recently, I had 1.5 meg. There was no way I could have ran a YouTube channel off 1.5 meg.
It still depends on the provider. Because I know, like I mentioned, there's a company in town that's been pulling fiber, and some of my staff are on it. Some of them have jumped back off of it from Spectrum back, to Spectrum for similar issues where it kept dropping. So I mean, fiber's awesome as far as throughput, but if they don't maintain if the local ISP still has problems at their hub, it doesn't matter how good your pipe to them is. They're
well, I guess I should say if it's managed properly and operating properly, fiber should be better. I know there are situations to where, the nicer networks are going to be slower because it's going to bottleneck somewhere because they haven't got it set up right. Another thing too, guys, is I can actually see how many thumbs up we get up here on the screen. So if you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, y'all hit it for me and let me see if it updates so that I know if that's accurate and all that good stuff. And besides,
if you
y'all supposed to be hitting that button. Let me go on.
Just
put it on you.
You should mouse over those as well. You can see more stats.
Cool.
So
cool.
John's mentioning awesome. Looking at Starlink. I do have a couple friends who are on Starlink. They're out a little more rural, and they're happy. I mean, they pay about $120 a month for it, which is about $20 more than I pay for cable internet here in town. And they say, barring just the worst weather, they have pretty decent speeds, and some of them are having to do Zoom meetings for work and other things like that. So they are pretty happy with it. So definitely something to consider.
Somebody's saying Facebook's doing closed captioning. Now, I've been noticing a lot on my Facebook lately that sometimes it comes on just on random videos, but you can click the little button and turn captioning off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actually on mine, like by default, which I guess is good in case you're scrolling. You can actually see what we're saying. So I guess from a creator's standpoint, it's good because it allows people that extra little bit of, what's going on in that stream that just scrolled past. But yeah. But I was trying to keep check, make sure all the comments are coming through and everything. Because like I said, me and Steve are both totally new to this software that we're using. And we've discussed it, and it was expensive. I ain't gonna lie. I did not want to do it because it's about twice what the other software cost me. So, but if you're gonna make things better, sometimes it costs money. So I'm hoping it makes for a better experience for you guys and a little more ease of operation for me and Steve.
I've said it before. Sometimes definitely worth paying for convenience. There's a lot of ways you could make some of this stuff work. Same thing with like the accounting side of your business. You can do a lot with spreadsheets and other software, but having software take care of it and let you not have to spend so much time on it, sometimes worth the investment.
Yeah. All right. Well, just to test this giveaway tool and to determine who's going to get to be on the banner for a little while, we're going to go ahead. I want to see what this, how this tool works. I don't know how this works, so y'all bear with me. Hopefully, nobody will get hurt by me pressing this button. But other than that, I really don't. I really don't know what's fixing to happen. So
we all go.
I've got it. I've got the word in there. I've got the live selected. Exclude winners when doing multiple draws selected, because if we do a multiple draw, I want to be able to test that functionality also, because we do plan on having multiple things to give away on the 100th Sunday Night Live, as well as our Christmas party, whenever that'll be. It'll be the live right before Christmas, whichever. I don't have to look at the calendar. I haven't gotten that far ahead in my calendar. I've been busy eating pain medicine.
Probably December 22nd then.
Okay, so yeah, but December 22nd is going to be our Christmas edition. And y'all remember last year we did some giveaways, mostly with Amazon stuff. And me and Steve have talked about it, and we're going to try to at least do that, but maybe a little bigger. So we'll be giving away gift cards from Amazon. We may have different values. We may have like a list of things that, hey, if you want one of these, we'll drop ship it. Or if you want one of those, we'll drop ship it. Or if you're somebody that maybe you have everything you need, but you just want some money to buy socks and underwear or whatever, then we'll give you a gift certificate and you can get whatever you want. But of course, the value of the prizes will most likely be more than the value of the gift coupon. So that's what I'm planning on doing for Christmas, as well as working with some of the companies that we deal with and trying to get some Christmas giveaway items. I plan on basically doing like they do me and Steve, to where they send out this mass email to everybody going, hey, you want this machine? I'm going to send one to all those companies and go, hey, we're having a December Christmas giveaway. If you want something in the giveaway, make it easy. Get up with us and we'll look at adding it to the giveaway. So that's something to look forward to. But I'm going to hit this button. I don't know what's going to happen. So here we go. Let me see. Start collecting comments. All right. So it's hashtag Steve gets all the cool toys. I'll drop that one more time. If you're late joining the party and you want to be our grand marshal of the live stream, that's all we're doing. We're recognizing you during this live stream, and you're helping us test our tools. So if you want to participate, you got 15 or 20 seconds, and I'm going to hit this draw button and see who gets to be the grand marshal.
How do we pull up comments on the screen? I got to show you.
You should be able to click. I don't know, on your side, you should be able to just click it. It's got a little show button that pops up when you hover over it.
No, I'm not getting on mine.
It may not let you way out. The way I invited you, it may just be me and Steve that can do that.
Well, not bored is asking you, did Brandy carry you out to the shop?
No, I got left at home. I was unsupervised today. So, did you find it? Or
I found it.
I got left home unsupervised today. Brandy and my daughter had a big competition at one of the colleges down South Alabama. Brandy went down there with her, and so I kind of got left at home by myself today. And it didn't take me long to get bored. I have reached the end of the internet and run out of stuff to do. So I decided to try to come out here. I want to go check my game camera and see what was on it, because I did see a buck cross the road the other day in front of the house when I was coming home from the doctor. And so I was like, wow, there's a buck that just crossed the road, but I couldn't see because he was being a little fast. So I didn't get to see what he looked like. So I've been wanting to go up there and check my game camera so I could kind of see what what I'm dealing with there.
So I know Dave's used this tool in the past. He's saying put the giveaway on the share screen if you can.
Oh, is that how you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. But let me show you this right here before I get carried away. But so I pulled up my deer camera, and yeah, there he is, guys. Now, Alabama, we don't have them big Ohio deer here. So you guys from Ohio, whatever, I get you. He's not a real big one, but that is an 8-point. He's a baby. I'm not going to shoot him, but I got horns up there anyway. So he's not big enough for me to take, but he's cool to look at. As long as there's nobody around here shoot him, maybe he'll be bigger next year. Shit. I bet I bet so, Brian. As long as somebody else is paying, right? Oh, David Sullivan said he's using Starlink at 100 to 300 download and 20 up. Yeah, I've heard this. That stuff's coming around pretty good. Hey, don't think I won't. I'll put them in my merch shop.
I mean, Brandy's been looking to use that screen printer, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I do. I can't stand sitting still, guys. I'm like a shark. I was born moving, and I can't stop. Norbert, that's a long hashtag, Norbert. She found out because I was out here earlier doing my taxes because I also got to pay my sales tax and all that, and it's easier to do when you got two screens so that I can pull numbers from QuickBooks and drop them into the state's website and everything. It's hard to do on that little laptop, and so I want to come out here and get all my taxes and stuff paid for the month and make that way I don't get late, because if you don't pay that by midnight on the 9th, when the clock rolls over to the 10th, the state of Alabama is going to hit you with a $50 freaking late fee for $15 to $30, because that's what my sales tax collection averages, like $15 to $30 to the state, $15 to $30 to the county, and then usually nothing to maybe $5 to the city. But if you forget to pay that, like 10 minutes after midnight, it's $50 added to it. And it's bad when you have to pay $50 late fee for $5. Mm-hmm. It ought to be like a percentage. Like if you owe them $100, you should be like 10%. You know what I mean? That $50 for us small guys that don't do a lot of sales that I have to collect taxes for, that's terrible.
Hey, Eric, no, it is still Saturday. And, after the wonderful showing we had last Sunday where we talked about mosquitoes on horrible microphones, we're actually testing some new software. So, but good to see you. And if y'all haven't followed him, he's got some good videos. He put out a good one about some nested cats video put out the other day. So go check it out.
Yeah, that's what you were doing when I sent you a message. It was like, hey, I need to test the software.
Yeah, I was actually watching that video. I was messing with the Xtool M1 Ultra and the heat press for that, and watching his video. So,
but yeah, I hadn't watched the last one he did. I got hung up. I went down a rabbit hole with trying to decide if I want to try to put me a rotary, like a fourth axis on the Shipoko, and if it's possible, or if I just want to go maybe later on buy me another machine and set it up as just a fourth axis machine, or get one of the other ones back, or get the next one that I get in, set it up as a fourth axis. I don't know yet, but I've been doing a lot of research with the CNC stuff and trying to expand my knowledge. So I've been down a rabbit hole watching a bunch of different videos. So, but yeah. Yeah. Hey, I tell you what sucks too is Alabama's the payment system is terrible. Like you hit the pay button on Alabama's tax website, and it'll sit there and spin for a few minutes, and then it'll just go away. But it don't tell you, confirmation or whatever. So it's like, man, it must not have went through. So then you hit it again, and the next thing you know, you get emails like back to back, 2 transactions, 10 seconds apart, 5 minutes after you were online. It's like, I just paid them $300 as opposed to $150.
So up here, unless you're a real high volume retailer, you file quarterly, and if you miss it, they actually will send you a reminder email and say, you've got a short grace period. Please turn them in. So they're not quite as punitive if you miss that day. So it is kind of nice because things get busy, and they're pretty proactive about sending reminder emails that quarterly sales tax is due on this date. Please get it turned in. So.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I do take cash, but of course you got to report that too. Sometimes I ain't gonna say I don't occasionally mess up or forget something or get busy and not write it down, but you have to report that too, especially when you do events, because they, especially these cities will look and they're like, oh, you got a business license, you were at this event, you're not reporting any sales. And it's like, so at that point, it's like, do you lie or just admit that you tried to mess them over? So I try to do right. Let's see here. Yeah, but if y'all hadn't ever checked out Eric's page, go check him out over at I can't even type it. I don't think it is. It's just Valley Forged. I think it's at Valley Forged. I think he's got his set up correctly so that if you type it, but his channel's done got big enough now. If you type Valley Forged in there, you're gonna find him. Steve maybe doing it. I hear some clicking. I got to rotate. I got this leg stuck straight out beside me because I can't bend it still, and it just gets aggravating. I'm starting to get to where I can lift it a little bit though. Whew.
That's something to get used to, though. When you put a comment in, it dumps it on every channel.
Yeah,
at least on our end, kind of see that.
I kind of wish you could kind of hide that, but we'll have to figure out if that's the way it works. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Last call for Steve gets all the cool toys, and we'll see who gets to be our guest of honor for the duration of this little test thing that we're doing. So I'm gonna try to figure this out. So it says start collecting comments. Okay, so now I guess I got to go to present, share screen, giveaway, share. Okay. Yeah, that works.
There you go. We got 28 entries in, looking good.
All right, let's see who gets to be the grand marshal of tonight's live, and we can give away some free one-on-one training with Bill. All right, let's see. What we got? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Seems like you're entered in there multiple times.
How did that happen? Oh, okay. So it does that little pause thing. Yeah, all right, invisible river. All right, so we're gonna have to change my banner over here. Does Invisible River have a channel, or what do we got here? If they do, well, let's actually we'll name drop them. Invisible. Oh, hang on, my spelling's terrible tonight. Invisible River. I can't put the TM in there. So that actually worked.
Yes, very cool.
So we can take and turn off that share. So stop sharing. All right. Huh. So I'm in the background. I'm over here doing another roll just to see how it works.
Yeah.
But this one don't count for nothing. That's a good thing too, because we can't have Bill winning. All right, so that works. Me and Steve, we know that it works. So we can move forward with that. We can check that off of our to-do list. All right, so let me find out over here if Invisible River has a channel. We'll share the name or the link to that channel. To give them a little attaboy here. And congratulations. Invisible River. I don't know if there is a. If there is, drop it in the comments because I'm not seeing it.
He commented nice, but I don't feel like the channel.
So. All right, so we're just gonna call you our live grand marshal. That's the guy at all these parades. You know, they pick this guy, and they put him up in front. You get to be important.
Is there a hat? Do they get to wear a hat?
I didn't have a virtual hat. You can wear a hat if you have one. If you want to put on a hat. There we go. Invisible River.
There you go.
So now it's live grand marshal. There we go. All right, so you get you some recognition. If you got a channel that you want me to advertise, let me know. And let me see. You know, everybody's got a channel if they're watching, but I'm just talking about if you got one that you're trying to grow, I will be. Feel free to. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, they actually came from my channel, so I was able to click on it. They've got 13 subscribers, but no real channel, it looks like. So,
okay, well, hey, you get to be the grand marshal for tonight. You helped us out. We appreciate it. We appreciate you helping us test our software. But it's all you guys are going to benefit from it once we start actually giving stuff away. And that's what we're trying to ramp up to, is we're trying to ramp up to where, because me and Steve have talked about it. We've tried, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we've really backed down from reviews on equipment that's not something out of the ordinary or unusual. But we're going to start, when we do stuff like that, we're going to start trying to leverage. Like let's say if we do see a 20 watt that we think maybe it's not like groundbreaking, but it'd be something that somebody would like to have, then we would be like, okay, yeah, we'll do the review. And so just like we did with the, what was that? The ASMR S1 Pro that I gave away. We'll just keep the box, keep all the parts and the packaging, do the videos that we're required to do. And during the testing time or whatever, we'll go ahead and let you guys know what we're going to be giving away. Mention it in the review videos and stuff like that. And then in the live or whatever, we'll start dumping that stuff and shipping it back out. Now, we don't have the funds to be shipping stuff over to our buddies in Australia. So we do want to have partnerships with companies on some of our big events, like the 100th episode, the Christmas event. We want to have partnerships with some of our friends at these companies. And the reason is so that you guys in the UK, Australia, wherever, New Zealand, wherever you may be, don't get left out every time we give something away, because I know that kind of sucks. And we appreciate you guys as much as we appreciate everybody. And so we're going to try to partner with businesses, because to them, especially if they're in China, it's cheaper for them to shoot something down to Australia probably than it is to send it to the United States. So from their perspective, they don't care. Whereas, us sending something from Chilton County, Alabama to Australia, especially something the size of a laser, that's going to be very expensive. So apparently everybody's seeing the banner on both Facebook and YouTube. Oh, you did find them.
There we go. Yeah, well, they posted their second channel, Invisible River Ranch, and they've got now 91 subs because I've added mine.
Oh, okay.
Adventures of the Cat and Her Amazing YouTube Life. Sounds cool. I'm all for YouTube cat channels.
Invisible River Ranch. Okay, so that's it. All right, gotcha. Oh, you dropped the link already, so there you go. 92 subscribers so far. Look there. Hey, you might be monetized for tonight, so no, we ain't got that kind of pull. Sorry, I can't even get poor old Bill over there monetizing. He's at like 800 and some change.
811, I think.
I ain't got that kind of pull. I wish I did. I'd have everybody monetized, but yeah. Unfortunately, it don't work that way. Yeah, Bill is at 811 subscribers. So shameless plug for Bill right here, guys, because he does help me out. He came babysitting me last Saturday because I was too medicated to be left at home alone, my wife thought. So yeah. And he does come help me if I need help picking stuff up that's too heavy, because recovering from back injuries, deadlifting huge lasers is not something I try to do a lot. Not bored woodworking says if he ever wins anything from me, he's got to come pick it up. Can't risk the postal. Hey, now you're in Georgia, right? So it's only a couple hour ride, I think, from where you are. Not, but yeah, especially if it's somebody that's local, like right around my area, then yeah, you just come pick it up. Oh, he's in Alabama. He's actually in Alabama. I thought he was in Georgia for some reason.
Then too old knows I do camera stuff. He said always just changing up there. I've noticed the leaves are changing here the other day. I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, Bill, you at 8:15. Look at there. Woo! But I can't get Bill to concentrate or focus. He's got a little touch of YouTube ADHD right now, to where he's going this direction, that direction, over here, over there. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. He'll figure it out one of these days. But he's actually doing pretty good with the lasers, and came last week you come got the Jinmitsu, the 4040.
Last Saturday, that was like 2 weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah, it was before my surgery when you did that. But he's got the 4040 Pro now. What in the world is that?
This is up on Lake Superior last week, so it's actually before the colors were hitting their peak. Now we had a wet spring and then kind of a dry summer, so they're a little muted. But yeah, fall is here up here anyway.
It don't look like that here. It's still green.
Well, there is if you go on Instagram, that's how that photo would look, because everybody likes to dump the saturation and make it look more
like flatten it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. That's where I was a week ago. Enjoying it.
That's cool. That's cool. That is cool, sir. Yeah, if I can get recovered, I want to do some fishing myself. Me and Bill last time I took Bill fishing, I wound up having to have surgery from it, guys. I'm just saying.
What the last time before that?
Well,
we went one more time after that. We just didn't catch nothing.
Yeah, that's because I was dying over there. But yeah, Bill tried to shove me down the boat ramp. That's what happened to my surgery. But yeah. But it's getting to where you can actually go fishing now and stay out in the boat for a few hours and not have to worry about cooking. Because in the past we haven't had that here. Oh, that's
well, the drum was still running right now. Last time I done the other day, they was hitting pretty hard. I wasn't fishing for them. There's another guy down there catching them pretty good. That and bass, largemouth.
Roger. Yeah, so far the software seems to be working. I think somebody said that so far the upgrade seems to be working. But yeah, it almost looks like my camera looks different, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if the quality is a little better, or if maybe it's this light. I did add another light the other day that I hadn't been using.
Yeah, I do a lot.
Maybe it's the light.
Johnny said it sounds like I always wanted you to get more time at home for the lasers.
No, he tried to help me. I'll tell you though, I was hurting so bad at that time. I was like old dog that just got run over. You didn't want to touch me. I was hurting. Like I was hurting bad. Because when I slipped and I fell backwards, I heard it when that tendon popped in my leg. I mean, when that muscle tore loose from the kneecap, it made a loud popping noise. So I knew when I heard that, I was like, oh, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. And yeah. And you can ask Bill. I struggled to drive home. He offered to drive for me, and I'm like, nope, I got it. And I made it home, but it was
like 30 minutes. About 30 minutes of you deciding whether you still want to go back fishing or not.
Well, I was going to try to go fishing, but I couldn't use my leg. It's kind of hard to fish on a boat with one leg.
So, speaking of things that people like we could review and give away, maybe I'm curious about this, and this is where it'd be kind of interesting to have a poll feature, but let me just bring this up really quick.
Now you can do polls on YouTube, and then we can share it in here.
It could, but then it's like, per channel, this pulls it all together when you do it. But maybe just viewer comment feedback. So Acmer, however you say that, they came out with this thing. They're calling it a portable laser engraver mini machine. It has an engraving size of 130 millimeters, so about 5 inches square. And the power ratings on it is either 2.5 watts or 3.5 watts. Just a little open frame laser. Basically, there's no assembly. Apparently, it comes pre-assembled. And they reached out to me about it, and I kind of just went, I just don't understand who the market on this would be, other than someone wanting to spend no more than $100 to play around with something. So if I was to accept this one, it would be solely with the idea of, hey, we'll see what it can do, and then we'll give it away. But what does everybody think? I mean, is that even interest? Is it interesting to people? Is it something you'd want a chance to win? You know, because I just, yeah, it does take time to put these together. And I've been really trying to not, you know,
Well,
I've got so
wasn't
many
that the one that we were? Wasn't that the one that we were telling them if in order to do it, we'd have to have like basically them send us one and then
well,
like drop ship one or two of them.
that would, you know, maybe be the idea on it. But yeah, I mean, you know, at 2.5 watts, it's really just going to be engraving. You know, a 5-inch square. You're talking about coaster size and smaller. And I know I'm pretty sure that the video would be, most people probably don't have a huge interest in it, but you know, it's something that, you know, we could reach back out to them and say, hey, you know, our viewers would like to see it, but we want to provide a giveaway with it. But I don't want to get it. I want to keep going with the project videos. I do have the M2, the X Tool M1 Ultra that I'm still working with as far as new hardware, but trying to just keep rolling with projects at that point. So I don't know. Yeah. Just feedback, thoughts on that as far as, is that something that you as viewers would want to see, or meh, or you know, we don't care, throw it out there, and if I win it, I don't know.
Well, unless I'm looking wrong, the spot size on that one would be a 0.04, so that should get pretty good definition, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's about half the size of your typical 10. Even the 5 watts, I think, are maybe a little bit bigger. So definitely some definition there. And for someone wanting to do, you know, really, you know, if you take those aluminum business cards and you want to do some real high definition photo engravings on them, that'd be kind of a use for it. But yeah, I don't know. You know, part of me for this one is that if they're trying to go after, like, you could take this to events, well, you better be building an enclosure around it too. You know, it's not like some of these others we've seen, the X12F1 and the Sculpt Fun, was it the S9? You know, some of those more enclosed.
I was gonna say the iCube was a small machine, but now the iCube was actually like a 10 watt, so
yeah,
it had a little more power. Well, Algo Laser's been reaching out and wanting me to do stuff with this Algo MK2 they got up here. So I know they've come out with like this DIY open frame machine too that they're trying to promote. So if I can get back on my feet, I may try to. Like, that's what I've started looking at a lot of these emails, and like me and you talked about, instead of, you know, I don't want to have to fool with it. Maybe we could flip it into giving it back, because that's part of it. Me and Steve both. I will say this: me and Steve both have the idea and the drive and the want to try to give back to you guys for what y'all have been able to, you know, help us get. And it's tough, especially when some of these machines, you know, you have to keep them for 2 or 3 weeks to get all the testing done. And then by the time you get all the testing done, then you got to take it apart, put it back in the box. It requires extra work. But I've come to the point to where all my friends, family, relatives, schools, churches in my area that I can like give to locally, they all got them. Like the schools, I think they've got like 4 of my machines. I talked to Bill the other day because he works at the school, and he's like, I don't even know if they're using them because, you know, they've got so much stuff that they use in there. So,
yeah.
So I've got to the point now to where, yes, I'm going to start redirecting some of this stuff to other people. And that's what I told Bill. I was like, even like with his YouTube channel, I mean, it may be that, you know, when they send me something, I send it over to him and let him review it, you know, just so that he can get some experience with it and test it out, or give people more than one opinion. But those machines, if we do take them, you know, I can't keep piling them in here. I'm busting at the seams already. The Adam Stack, I got the Adam Stack Hurricane in, and my P2 is on rollers underneath my CNC because I didn't have anywhere to sit the Hurricane to run it, which, I'm honest with you, I kind of liking it where it's at. So,
well, I'm running out of room over here. I got 4 lasers and the CNC. I can move stuff around if I need to. That S1 behind you Might need a new home.
Oh yeah, Bill's dying to get his hands on my S1. I do have, and I don't know if I can divulge this. I don't know if they've released it or not. But X Tools came out with some new exhaust options. And I don't know if it's been released or not, so I can't give you a whole lot. But I've got some matter of fact, one of them. Yeah.
The exhaust fan is actually already out and available.
Okay. Well, it's sitting over there.
Not the other unit.
Yeah.
Not the other smart unit thing.
Yeah, but they've got some exhaust options that I'm actually looking forward to trying out. Because where I have the S1 sitting, I don't want to have to cut another port, and so I'm always having to take this hose here that I use for the Galvo and the MK2. I always have to unconnect it, take it over there, connect it to the S1 to do tumblers or whatever. But they've came out with an option that I'm going to be testing it with the S1 to see, as well as the Ultra, because my Ultra sits over there on that toolbox, and it doesn't have an exhaust over there either. I have to bring it over here to use it. But with this option that they have, if it works the way I'm hoping it works, I'll have exhaustibility for those machines. So we'll see how it works out. Brian said I ought to take that little thing and put it in Enclosurzilla. See what it looks like. that little Acemer machine.
Yeah, Enclosurzilla.
Yeah, you got a 43-inch enclosure with a 10-inch laser. Oh, I gotta twist this back and get this weight off his leg for a minute.
Well, the nice thing with this little Acemer or whatever S1 is they show the packing weight as just 2 kilograms. So even if they don't want to pony one up, I mean, shipping it back out at least within. I mean, there's some places probably be expensive, but that's not terribly expensive to ship out at that point. So,
hi, I'll be right back. I gotta hop to the door for a second.
All right, but yeah, we'll reach out to some of these companies and see what we can do. Like I said, we really want to give back to both the people that watch us on our just regular channels or regular videos, but really this core group that comes and checks out our live streams every week. We want to try to make sure we're really appreciative of you all, because these are some of the fun things we really do. We've enjoy hanging out with each other, but also everyone else in the comments. So want to give back, because we've been blessed and want to pass that around. So Valley Forge, yeah, I've looked at the Atom Stack Pro V2 series. Looking pretty good. Looks very similar to a lot of the stuff on the 70 watt, but brought it back into some of their lower wattage ones. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll Atom Stack's one of the places we definitely are trying to work with.
I've got a 2-tree enclosure over here. They're portable deals, brand new in the box. I bought a while back. If I hadn't used it by then, I may throw it in on something.
Yeah. Woo. Guys, walking is a lot easier when you just do it the normal way. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's good.
Yeah,
It's a good thing I got my oops. I screwed up on that one's laying around here. I got so many bottle openers out here in the shop. Every time somebody comes over, I'm like, hey, take this with you. Oh, that's cool. It looks nice. And I'm like, yeah, but the logo is like 1 millimeter out of the center, or like some of these. I went too hot and the metal for some reason like made lines. So these are rejects. But some of the folks that come visit with me, come in here, take a picture and hang out for a little while, they like them because it's like, oh, I'll never be able to get another Clack reject. So I'm like, hey, take 2. Because I got a bunch of them. Now, some of them actually, even though they're rejects, some of them actually turned out pretty nice. But, yeah. But they hang right here.
I don't think I have any of those. I figured out the wooden handle.
Oh, I got plenty of them. I bought 200 of them. I bought 200 of them the other day, and I sat in here before that event up at Pedals from the Past. I sat over there and I engraved 2 bags of bottle openers to throw in my little free giveaway box. So I had a bunch. I gave a bunch of them away at that event up there. Even though it was raining, people were still actually coming in there. Yeah, Brian, the only thing that I realized I messed up on when I exported the STL is I didn't add my little bit of round over to the edges. And so it almost needs sanding, but I went in and fixed the file so that if I print any more of them, they'll have smooth edges. Because if you bump one of these, it kind of scratches. And I've moved them up a little bit to get them away from the handles. You can slide them. You have to kind of bear down. But I kind of like them about in the middle right there. But yeah, they work pretty good. Keep up with my phone. I've been transporting all kinds of stuff in them here lately. But I got two of them. I got one. I've upgraded each. Each of my crutches now has cargo capability. And I'm gonna print out a couple more of them and take them with me to the doctor's office and the rehab Tuesday, and donate them for the next person that comes in there that has, like today I got on shorts that have pockets, but you know, the other day I had no pockets, therefore I had nowhere to put my phone. And when you're banged up and a fall risk, you kind of need to have a phone with you. I mean, I can always, if I'm in here, it's not that bad because I can just yell at Echo and tell them to call somebody. But when I'm out in the yard, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they've got the Echo Dots, the 5th generation, on sale right now for like $43.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's my limit. They won't let me buy no more.
Well, the latest round of, I don't know, it seems like Amazon almost monthly, at least quarterly, they have, their, what are they calling them? I've been getting emails from them about their latest sales thing. So it's like Prime Days or.
I got something 8th and 9th, some kind of sale day thing. This is a pre-sale, whatever.
Prime Big Deal Days.
There you go. It seems like they've always got something coming. Yeah, next one is coming up. Prime Big Deal Days. When is that? That's coming up. What is it? The 8th or something? 8th and 9th. So, well, especially the Amazon branded stuff. It usually goes on sale, but I don't know. I always try to kind of peruse through those if there's any like accessories or laser specific equipment. But again, I don't want to be too salesy, just trying to push out things that like, hey, here's something I use, and if I need it, you might want to stock up on them right now. So,
yeah. Well, I will say this though, guys, with anything, that Steve and I, we don't make no bones about it. We do have affiliate accounts with companies, and especially like Amazon and stuff like that. And although we don't beg for money and we don't ask you to make donations and all that, because we do have businesses that provide our needs. It is nice if you guys are going to buy something anyway, if you just use one of them links, because it gives us a little extra money. So, I mean, if there's somebody that needs it worse, feel free by all means. But if you like what we're doing, you can make a little spin wheel to where you can just spin the wheel, whether you're going to use Steve's links, mine, Eric's over at Valley Forged, or whoever's. It helps. If you're going to do it anyway, use somebody's numbers or somebody's links. Even if it's not mine, use somebody's, because if not, Amazon is going to take that little bit of money that they would have gave to that person, and they're just going to keep it. And they got plenty. So.
Now, how many times have I called you? It's like, hey, send me a link to whatever.
Well, I got to train now. All you got to do is go to my website and click on my Amazon links, and then just go from there. That's all you have to do, literally. If you go to my website, I got links for everything. And my website, of course, is theclackshack.com. And when you go to my Clack Shack website, let me get my little screen over here. You can go up here to shop. And when you go to shop, you literally can click like my merch store, my Etsy shop, Xtool, Amazon. And when you click the Amazon, it's going to take you to my Clack Shack Amazon page, which has got some pretty cool stuff for laser engraving that I've reviewed and looked at and all that kind of stuff. So some things, even if it's not laser related, like if it's shop tools and stuff, some of the stuff I've actually got that I did reviews on, and I really need to do a bunch more of these. But things have grown to the point to where I just ain't got time. I told Brandy the other day, I really need to get her to where she can do these. But yeah, there's all kinds of, like, I got CNC related items in here. So you can click these shopping lists, and these things that are here, I either have used, have a video on, or currently using, whatever. These aren't just random things that I picked up. Like everything that you see in these lists, I've either got it here in the shop or I have used it and donated it to somebody, one of the two. So like, there's all kinds of like little shopping lists. Like, there's my paint sprayer. That thing's awesome. So like, if your laser maintenance and cleaning is what you're into, there's your laser maintenance and cleaning. There's you some rubbing alcohol. I need to add some lubricant on there too, like some 3-in-1 and stuff, machine oil. But there's the 99% isopropyl alcohol, and these little wipes. I've been using them so far; they work pretty well. They're actually made for cleaning like camera lenses on really expensive cameras. But so far they work. They don't leave any lint or anything. So yeah, just different little shopping lists. So anytime, guys, anytime. If you're thinking about buying it anyway, go over and click one of them links. It ain't gonna hurt.
This year alone, I probably bought enough of your link to send baby girl to college.
No, because I ain't made enough to send her to college, so I know that ain't the truth. I don't. It ain't like hey, they don't have to like deliver it in an armored truck or anything.
I know I made a good down payment. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
the blanks and stuff.
I'm not as good at curating my website, but I do have I have been updating it here and there a little bit. So
you worked on it the other day. I know.
Trying to find it. Here we go.
Let's see, I got other ones.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. So if you go to Vintari.com, I've had this domain for years. And so ignore the front page. It links you to a few things, but up the top, I do have links to kind of my popular sites, and that usually
who's that young guy?
So that doesn't work. But you can kind of get to my latest YouTube stuff, but then also, this is kind of a preview of some of my Etsy stuff. So if you see something here, it'll drop you right over to that. But I do have a shopping links list here, and yeah, any place that I've been working with that I feel decent about sending people over to, links are right there. So anytime you're shopping with Amazon, as long as you start at our page, and so I've got similar things to Clack. I don't quite have them divided up as much. So I've got some like in diode support equipment where it's some of the supplies and such we use, as well as some of the engravers. And I need to go back and curate this a little bit since it's been a bit. As long as you start there or from any one of the links on the videos, it's I don't know. I want to say it's like 12 hours or something. As long as you're shopping at Amazon through there, it's going to give us credit for whatever you purchase because you came to Amazon through that site. So anytime you have a content creator or influencer type person that has links, yeah, like Clack said, might as well take that, 0.5% that they would keep and send it off to the people. So
according to the AI search through Google, Amazon cookies last for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Now that's assuming that you don't click somebody else's, because I don't know what happens if you click like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if it counts toward the last person's or what, but if you click any of our Amazon links, then within 24 hours, if you order something from that computer through Amazon or that smartphone or whatever, it's going to recognize that we directed you there and it's going to count for that. So just thought I'd answer that question. Seen somebody was asking it, and I wasn't sure either. I know I knew it used cookies, but I didn't know how long they lasted. But yeah, mine's a little. I got it a little organized. And I have to do this too because like I have people like, how do I pay you? For like items that I make, and so you can go over here to my payment tab, and you can pay with PayPal or you can pay through my website. That's my two payment methods other than cash money. So, but yeah, that's like I said, if you want to go check out my merch too, yeah, that's right. Get some Clack Shack merch. I gotta get Bill one. But yeah, you can get the old orange, you can get the classic green if you're not a fancy of the orange. I'm going to add some more stuff in here, but I just been kind of waiting. I hadn't done it yet. But these, I will tell you too, this is not no overseas company that this is doing this. This is a maker just like us. This is a family company that started in their garage. It expanded into their living room, and then they finally managed to get them an outdoor space, like a business front. And they just recently, because Cog Hill Farms found out that I was using them to do my merch, and Cog Hill's got 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. They moved their merch over to this company, and they've had to get a bigger building. And they've actually, I think a couple of the other YouTube channels around here have moved over to using them, and so now the content creators are basically driving their sales up to where they're getting a bigger building and everything out of it. Because I think I heard two other channels that aren't as big as Cog Hill. They're my size or maybe a little bigger that moved over to using this and that vinyl for merch. So that's what I say. Trying to give back. You know what I mean?
Richards is asking about some spiral 60-degree V-groove engraving bits. I'm not sure if that's something off of your page, but they are 1/8-inch shank. I think I found the Amazon listing here.
I've got some little small 1/8-inch stuff, the cheaper bits, because I do recommend, guys, until you've broke a few, it doesn't hurt to use the cheaper bits because you're going to break them. Now, once you get to where you kind of know what you're doing and you don't mind, occasionally having an oops, Genie bits do, to me, make a difference. But price wise, you're not going to get Genie bit. You're going to get a 5-pack of Genie bits for what you're going to get a 5-pack of these guys, but you're not going to get the quality bit either. But
so, yeah, I mean, on these, they're 1/8-inch shank, they're 60-degree V groove. I'm trying to tell if they're a single flute or not. They do say for aluminum, MDF, hardwood, copper. If they're for aluminum, you would want them to be single flute. So they're small. And usually on like a V-carve type engraving, you're going to be making, you're not going to be plunging them too deep at one time. So they're probably okay. Unless you're doing a lot with like metal or acrylic, I don't know that you need these specific ones. You might want to go with more of a 2-flute kind of style if you're just doing wood. But I haven't used these. I can't really speak to them, but I mean, they get 4.5 stars, 315 ratings. So,
yeah, like I said, I mean, they're probably not going to stay sharp as long as some of the better bits and so forth. But I've had really good luck. I've used the Jinmitsu bits, and a step up from the Jinmitsu bits that I used pretty heavily until I met up with Cody and started using his stuff. Was the what's that other
Speed Tool?
Speed Tools. Yeah, the Speed Tools bits. Those Speed Tools, the first zero flute that I used, matter of fact, up until Cody came out with a zero flute, that was what I used on all my aluminum and acrylics and stuff like that, was a Speed Tools zero flute bit. And I've had good luck with them. I broke a couple of them, but it was just me being dumb. So, it's just the way it is. But I will say there's an extra long quarter. They got 1/4-inch. Speed Tools does make a 1/8-inch zero flute upcut. So if you're wanting to do acrylic and stuff, you'll probably need that. But they make a bunch of, and they're an overseas company, Amazon company. But they make decent little bits. Jinmitsu, the V bits and stuff that Jinmitsu makes, those work, especially like with the Same Smart machines that me and you have used over the years. Those work good. Like I said, I can't attest that they're going to last as long as the other ones, but they do good. So
apparently you said Cody's name enough. You summoned him. Oh,
I done Beetlejuiced him up, didn't I? What's up, Cody?
Good to see you, Cody. we're testing some software and it's turned into an hour-long stream. So, you know, hey, it's
Yeah,
fun to hang out with everyone.
And we were talking about them crummy Jenny bits. No, everybody, if you watch my videos, you know what bits I enjoy and I like. But now it will hurt your feelings. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, because the day will come, mark my word. I don't care who you are, the day will come that you'll have your head up your rear end, you'll be preoccupied, texting, in a hurry, you know, whatever. And you'll either do like I did and forget to turn the spindle on, or you'll try to be stingy with the hold down measures and not quite have it held down good enough, and it'll come loose. And when your engrave comes loose from that machine and it's still engraving, bad things happen. Because that's the only way I've broke bits. Is one time I had a lady that was in here and I was working on a job for her, and I was kind of hurry up and do it for her and let her take it with her, because she drove from a pretty good ways off and I didn't want her to have to come back and pick it up. So I'm like, oh, if that's all you want done, I can have that done in like 20 minutes if you want to stay and watch. And her husband was a fan of the channel and he's like, I would love to stay and watch and record you doing it. And I'm like, okay, you know, hang out. And she decided, or he decided, or one of them decided to stand right over here on this side of my CNC, which just so happens to be where the power switch from my spindle controller is. And so I went over to that side, which I'm going to correct that when this leg gets better, because I need to move them, put them both on the same side, and I'm going to put one switch in that activates both of them. That way I don't have to worry about it. But so I turned my controller on for the machine. So the machine powered up, looked like it was ready to go, but I did not turn on the spindle. And so when I sent that G code and I walked away from the machine, and that was another mistake. I should have stayed there until I heard that spindle spin up as it was moving into position. I heard it, but I was over here when I heard it. The spindle ain't cut on yet, and I started back that way. But by the time I reached for that e-stop button, pow! It drove that bit down in there at like 150, 175 inches per minute. And it snapped. And there was a piece of a Jenny bit flew across that room over there. So
yep.
That was a $40 mistake. But, you know, it happens.
It'll happen, yep.
Yeah, Cody, as soon as I learn what I'm doing with the little 4040 Pro, I want to order a set of kits.
And I told you which ones you need to start with.
That's what I've been running on the 4040 Pro that I've been playing with, and I've got some more projects coming up for it. And so I've ran the bowl bit with it. I've run the 1/4 inch, the 1/8 inch. Actually, that's
videos. Trying to learn how to use mine.
Nice. Super Duper Jess asking how to change my location on the user map. If you just send me a note, I can modify that. Otherwise, you can submit a new one, and you'll have two. We do have a user map, and I don't know what Clack has in his description. But if you're on my channel, I think I updated it. There is a link to our laser graver community worldwide map.
I may have put it in there. I may not have.
And there's also a link to a Google form where you can drop your username, company name, whatever, and a general location. And it's a fun map we've got. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can bring this up real quick, since we got these cool tools to play with.
Yeah, and so far it's working.
So yeah, this is the US, and this is where everybody's kind of dropped their icons so far. A lot of people out there. I think we're covering all the US states. I haven't checked. We're still missing some in Canadian provinces and such. But then of course we've got our Europe and Asia and Australia, New Zealand area. So it's kind of a fun tool just to see who's around. But we also, like we've mentioned before, if we're doing an event somewhere, we might take a look at the map and say, hey, it looks like there's a few people around. Do people want to do a meetup and such? No pressure to do it, but just kind of a fun thing to see where all of our viewers are. So definitely check those forms out. It doesn't automatically update. I do have to go in and manually update it myself. Usually do that at least once a week, or whenever I'm thinking of it. It's usually around the streams. But yeah, that's what that's about. So it's hard to auto update your existing pin, Jeff. But if you got more of a permanent move, let me know and we can edit yours.
Yeah. There's the merch shop that I'm using. You can click on the top of their webpage and navigate through their webpage, but they do a lot of sports stuff here locally. And I've talked to them about it, and they said they're good with it, because I would really love to sit down with them and do an interview with them and just kind of walk you guys through the history of how they started their business, because it's amazing. It's kind of like Cody over there, Yeah, there he is right there, Cody. But to be able to see people, and not everybody can do it. The stars doesn't line up every time, and sometimes that's not in God's plan for people. But to be able to do what you love, which these ladies did, they like making t-shirts and creating designs and making things. And so they started doing it in their garage, and then they started a Facebook page, and they started they got 20 ladies that are in their community that they'll make a shirt. And that month, this is the shirt that everybody gets in their little care package or whatever. And they would do care packages or whatnot. And it just kept growing and growing and growing until their Facebook page had thousands of people. And they got thousands of these little, monthly gift bags going out or whatever with all these things in them. And so, when I was trying to start my channel, I went around. I went all over town and went to every t-shirt shop in town. And I'm like, hey, this is what I got. At the time, I think I had 5,000 subscribers. So nobody took me seriously. But I'm trying to start. I got my YouTube channel, and I've had a few people, because I don't push merch, and I don't get asked a whole lot about it. But I had a few people that were like, I want one of your shirts to where I can wear it. So I was trying to, fill that gap, but give it to a local business, somebody like myself, that's small business trying to come up. And nobody wanted to do it. I went to this and that. And at that time, they were still really new. They had just got their storefront. So they had no point of sale that could take, credit cards from out of state and do shipping out of state and all that. And so they told me, they were like, we would love to, but we just can't right now, because we're still transitioning from doing it in the garage to this is a legit business. And so, about a year went on, I guess it was. And I saw them at one of the local events that we did. And they're like, hey, whenever you get ready, we can now do shipping, and we can now do online sales. We have our website and all that. So I went and sat down and talked to them, and they agreed to give me a landing page on their website. And Cog Hill has one, and a couple of other places. I don't know how you get to the other people's unless you go to their links or whatever. But so they started selling them, and they gave me a better deal on the shirts than what I was getting from Spring, because I was making 10 cents on a shirt from Spring, and they were still $25, $30. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So with this and that, they've got them down to $20, done. The shirts that I wear are $20. I think this is not the gray one that's in that picture. It may be. I don't remember. But $20, and you can get yourself a shirt, And I did do some different colors, because I know people don't always want to wear my orange, but some people do like the orange. But yeah. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get down, because they told me that they would be willing to do it. Because one of the sisters is kind of she don't like doing stuff like that. Or one of the ladies that I don't know if they're sisters or what, but one of the ladies at the place is like, I ain't doing nothing on camera. That I don't do that. And the other one's like, yeah, I'll do it. So I was told I got to talk to her. I can't talk to the other one. The other one's like, I'm not getting on camera.
Now the school out there, they get their shirts and stuff. Each department at the trade school has a gray and green and red and green, or red and gray and blue and gray and all that for different departments. And they have their little logo on each one of them. They're buttoned up, and they look really good, and they come from the same place.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, well, Tim, Brandy, I will say this now, and don't tell her I told you this.
Dude, watching.
She's not watching right now, I don't think. She has been ran ragged this past week, guys. I mean, I feel terrible, because y'all know I'm not one of these husbands that comes in from work and kicks my shoes off in the floor and tells my wife, grab my shoes and put them up and go cook me supper. I'm not that kind of guy. We've been together 30-something years. I would have died if I were that kind of guy. But we work together, and we're partners in pretty much everything we do. And if we can't agree on it, we just don't do it. So this past week or two, it's been rough on her, because we're at the peak of band season for my daughter. And then she's had a bunch of stuff going on at work. The lady that she works with, son, had to have surgery on his collarbone. So her son's under the weather. I'm under the weather, and it's been rough on her. That's what I tell people all the time. Yes, she's not out here necessarily in the shop with me every day, but without her being able to take the slack from doing the stuff in the house and keeping things going there, I wouldn't be able to come out here and do what I do for this. So, but she's trying to give it away because she said she don't know if this month I don't need to give Billy or Klein the Employee of the Month award. Because she said that, Klein came over and helped me knock out a job the other day. When it was like literally the day after surgery, Brandy had to make a decision about leaving me at home by myself or going somewhere with the kid. And I told her I really didn't want the kid, her missing out on what the kid was doing. And so she's like, I don't want to leave you here by yourself. And even though I got surveillance cameras all through the house, like in all the common public areas, I got cameras. She can remotely monitor the house and see that I'm sitting in a recliner like I'm 90 watching TV. But she still didn't want to leave me there by myself. And so she's like, can you call somebody? And I'm like, who am I going to call to come babysit me? I'm a grown man. My mama's 60-something years old. If I do fall, she ain't getting me up off the floor real easy. I mean, she's got her own medical problems. I'm like, what am I going to do? And Billy had told me, hey, if you need me, call me. So I called him, and he said he'd come babysit me. But he did lay down some restrictions. He said he wasn't no orderly. There wasn't gonna be no bathroom duty or nothing like that. So
I wasn't holding it and I wasn't wiping.
Yeah, he's like, I'll get you to the door, but what happens in the bathroom is on you. So, well, luckily, I got all that worked out. Bill, do you know how big their 3X is? That's about your.
Say this one right here. This is actually one of their shirts. We just put our stuff on it, but we got the shirt from there.
What size is that?
3X.
3X. Yeah. You still about that weight range, ain't you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm around up there, so yeah. So, well, it's not like.
I was gonna say it ain't falling off of you, but it ain't tight either. So
I was gonna say it ain't tight, so I like mine a little bit loose. But I do get the 4X too.
Is that a 4 or is that a 3X?
It's a 3.
Okay. Well, this is I'm assuming 1X. I don't know.
I ain't been 1X since like the 3rd grade.
1X or an L. Hang on. Let me get over here. I don't want y'all throwing dollar bills at the screen.
I don't know if I even got it.
That's for your other channel. Yeah, the other thing about using the X-Tool screen printer is it's hard to do like one-off items. Like if you're trying to do print on demand, you can reuse the screens, but you got to keep one in the frame, and then you got to set it up. You got to clean it. You got to print the material, and then you got to clean it right away. It's nicer when you're doing like small batches, because kind of on the other end, if you're doing too many of them, it's almost less productive than one of like those t-shirt tree kind of things would be. So it's definitely got a sweet spot of a handful at a time. So doing print on demand where, unless you're going to run like, hey, I'm going to do 6 XLs and 6 2Xs or something like that. I find it a little frustrating to set it up for just a one-off kind of thing. So
yeah, well, Brandy just ain't got time. She plays around with it, and to be honest with you, if I had somewhere I could set it up and leave it set up for her, that would be better. But she told me it was yesterday that she's going to end up just setting it up in the corner of the living room on that table where she had it and just leave it set up, because she's wanting to do some more stuff. Her and the kids are, but we've got it all broke down and just the boxes stacked in the corner right now. But we are out of space in the house too, guys. We're busting at the seams over here. So we'll see. What size did you determine that was, Bill?
That's a 4.
That's a 4? Okay. Yeah. I can check with them and see if they can. It'll probably be an upcharge, though, I would imagine, because you start getting too big with the shirts. Typically, when I'm ordering uniforms and stuff for like work, if you get above like a 2X, there's shirt prices start going up because of the material cost and shipping and all that kind of
They
stuff.
usually do like another $1, and sometimes it's 2 at the most for the bigger sizes.
But I'll, matter of fact, that's the cool thing too about working with a company that's like you, is I can actually just message them and find out if they can do that, if they can add it. Well, as long as I'm logged into the right account.
The other thing is besides screen printing is looking at DTF transfers, and that's actually what I made out of these shirts. And so this is applied with a heat press. I've washed this shirt many times this year, and it hasn't faded, it hasn't started peeling, but it's a lot easier then because I order the transfers from a company. They come on sheets, and then just as I need something, I fire up the heat press, apply it, and I'm done. There's no set it out to dry. There's no prep a frame and get the ink out and then clean everything up. So that's something to look at as a small, like if you don't have another company in town to work with, don't have good options, or if you want to offer it as a add-on to some of your stuff, get yourself an inexpensive heat press and play around with those transfers. That's what I did. I did that video on customizing apparel where I did screen printing, leather patches, and DTF transfers for the pork farmer, and he's been using them hard all summer at farmers markets 3-4 days a week. He says that both the DTFs and the screen printing is holding up very well, and he wants to order more. And he's actually had people asking them, "Hey, can we buy those from you?" So,
yeah,
definitely some options out there.
I sent her a message. I'm if she ain't busy, she may be busy with her family or something. But if she ain't busy, I'm sure she'll message me back. Cool. All right, guys. If you hadn't, since we've actually made a live stream out of this instead of just a test, if you would, please go hit that like, follow, subscribe, share, all that good jive. That way we can at least get some traction out of the video. As it was going to just be us all three, because we wanted to get Bill in here as a guest, because me and Steve are kind of set up as like the administrators over the account. So I wanted to invite Bill as if we were inviting like Cody, because Cody's been on with us. We've had Eric over Valley Forge on with us before, and so we wanted to kind of test how that process works and if it's the same as well, because neither one of us had ever used this software. We played around with the free version, but when you pay for it, it unlocks capabilities that me or him, neither one had ever seen. And there's still things that we're going to be learning it. So y'all just be, patient with us. We'll try to figure it out and get it going. But I think so far it seems like it's done good. The only thing I still like the fact that I liked it before where we could put all the comments on the screen. Yeah. I kind of missed that. And maybe there's a way, but we'll keep researching that and see.
Well, they are. But it will be nice, moving forward, because we were looking at ways of doing giveaways. And if you're doing just a single channel, like if I was streaming to my YouTube channel, there's a lot of ways to do giveaways. But when you do this kind of multiple channel thing, it's not as easy to do like real-time ones without a lot of back-end workaround stuff. So this will work well for that, and hopefully we'll get we'll be able to continue with some of the chat stuff. But looking forward to being able to more primarily give back to the community. So,
all right, well, good news, guys. Apparently we can go as high as 5x. Yes. So yeah.
Good question. I can still eat.
So if you want to just go ahead and bite the bullet. Now she's going to let me know. She wanted to see if it was just the orange ones or whatever, but yeah. Hang on, I can't type. My when I start typing, my brain, like my audio just shuts down. So I'll be right back.
Nothing to do with the apple juice he's been drinking.
No, no, I've only had like 2 of those. I hadn't had any medicines or nothing today. So at this point, I'm just using that for pain meds.
Let's see if
And Harvey, I was trying to do live, but I only had like 2 or 3 people
Hey, that's the way me and Steve used to do it.
me. And I didn't have a whole lot to talk about, just my old life stories. So I kind of stopped doing them. But I got to start back. I thought about doing like a little daily vlog or 2 or 3 times a week or something.
Listen, I don't know if I can handle you every day now.
You never know.
Well, you'd be happy to know that was the last one out of that 6-pack. A 6-pack usually lasts me about 3 weeks, but I'll have to go in the house or go get some more because usually Sunday nights I'll add me a couple. That's my kidney cleaning regimen. What is that? The inkjet printer you got on that thing?
yeah, this is the M1 Ultra doing the inkjet printing on a mouse pad, and so this will be coming out soon. I've been trying to crank through a few different features of this machine, and so stay tuned for that. It is an interesting machine, but it's not this is definitely aimed towards like the crafter, like needing a jack of all trades machine. It can do a lot, but as far as production, this is better for like one-off stuff, specialty stuff, than trying to crank out a lot of things.
Now, the way the video looked, it would go down, go across, and pick back up, and wouldn't go back and forth.
Yeah, it's just unidirectional, and so it's not fast, and it's just tricolor, so it doesn't have black as well. So the printing on it is okay, and you'll see more in the video. Well, let me see. Maybe I can share this as well, if it'll come up on paper. And some sticker stuff I did, that was a lot better. There we go. See if this one will actually load. But you can kind of see here, and this is through the cover, so the colors are a little orange and whatnot from that. But there you go. Now I open it up. But that's just some sticker paper, and the colors come out okay from that. It does then also cut through them, but this didn't cut through the backer. But there you see, it's the cutout sticker. Kind of a cool thing. You can also print on woods, but there's only it's limited in the height of what it can print. There's not an adjustment for there's not much adjustment for the ink head. So there are definitely some limitations to it. I did some foil, what do they call that? Foil transfer as well. You know, that's getting into more May's territory, custom cards.
Yeah. Well, guess who emailed me and said that she had the We Create was wanting to send her that new machine that they came out with.
Oh yeah. Now this is
she's like, and she said, if I take it, can I count on your help? And I'm like, sure. Like, we'll do a collab on it.
This is the machine she needs, though. So,
and that's what I told her, that she needs to just reach out to X-Tool and get that one, because it seems to be more of what she would want to do, but I don't know if she's going to or not.
Let's see if I can find the.
But I told her, I said I can pack up and come to the made it, and I can show her how to install it and get it working.
See if I can find the right one.
All right, guys, hit like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you hadn't watched Bill's channel and you want to see what kind of shenanigans he might be up to, go check him out.
So yeah, this is the foil press operation on that one. So you put your material down on like the sticky pad, and then you got to tape this in place, and then it kind of has this little fine point tip that presses the foil into the stuff, and then
so it's basically doing like a backfill.
Well, kind of. I haven't worked out the fill on that one too well, so like straight line stuff works pretty well. As you can
that's pretty cool. That's like some
say that
full embossing or something.
But it does not work well on leather, because this was too well. This is where the height difference matters. So I tried to do it on a little leather patch, if this will load, but I can't adjust the height, and so you'll see here it's just going to kind of like jam really deep in there. So that would where it would be nice to.
So there's no,
press
you
that
can't
on.
select the material that you have in there to set the Z offset or nothing.
You can, but this thing, a lot of them will come down and try to like measure the distance, but this one seems to just assume everything's going to be basically at the height of this. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing something wrong there or not, but
I was gonna say there may be like a material setting, or maybe there's a Z offset.
yeah,
for the
they have
material.
some preset materials, but this wasn't one of them. So
You would
like I
think
say,
they would. You would think they would have an option, maybe to add your own custom material and put the thickness in there or something.
well, again, a lot of them will have the auto measure feature.
Well, it's
like
shredding. It's shredding
but
that stuff.
yeah, but for this one, that doesn't seem to be part of it. So
yeah, I mean, as much as I don't have time for machines right now, that's not a terrible little machine for somebody that wanted to do all kinds of crafting.
Yeah, so it also has the parts I haven't played with yet. It's got a fine point knife, so that's what I was doing before this. You could do heat transfer vinyl or regular vinyl, and then it also has a rotary cutter, and so that's for cutting on fabric. And then it has a deeper, a harder knife for cutting through like leather, and that's one I'm really interested in, because a lot of the leathers that we get are like chrome tanned, and you really shouldn't laser them. Well, this could cut it out, and then you could still maybe work with it. So
it'd be less smoke generated.
Well, if you're using the knife, I'm hoping there's no smoke generated from it. But
not about cutting it out. If you're engraving it though,
well, yeah. So, but if you're just trying to make other things, you wanted to make a tag, air tag kind of thing, you could do all that. But
yeah.
But yeah, kind of a cool, interesting tool. Hopefully I'll get that finished up the next day or two. At least like here's some of the fun things you can do with it. Get that out there for people to kind of get an idea what it is.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, it's an interesting little machine, but I've been busy. And like I said, I knew I had this coming up too, which they haven't really mentioned that machine to me.
Yeah.
Which, you were kind of surprised that they hadn't, but I don't know if they just knew that I would be like, no, because my guy knows me pretty well. I've been dealing with him for like 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So my X-Tool guy kind of knows the things that I just won't take. So he don't even ask.
Yeah. So Jack, there is a pressure setting, but it's still there's not a depth adjustment. So I might play with the pressure setting to see if on, so this was like a sticky back leather patch. It was maybe with padding and everything about a little over a 16th inch thick, but that was thicker than the paper that I was working with. So like I say, I'm just playing around with a few projects today. There may be some things about it that I need to learn yet, but so far it's stretching me a bit because I'm not, as like crafty minded, but it is kind of interesting as you start playing with it, thinking about some things. So it also has a riser base. And so if you wanted to, you could put thicker materials in there and print on them. Possibly. The gotcha with that is that it does have a part of the inkjet module is there's a little test pad that's over in the lower right corner. And every job it starts, it goes over and touches that pad and kind of basically makes these lines of ink to ensure that it's working well. You have to have that base plate in there for that to work. So you can't have the honeycomb in there on a various level. So it makes it a little bit difficult when trying to print and then cut out plywood. If you want to print on something pre-cut out, that's a little bit easier. But so there are definitely some limitations to that. But anyway, some fun stuff. More to come.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think the software seems to be working pretty well. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I think it's, other than I still wish we had our comments, but I mean, whatever. You guys will just have to like comment, if you got a question for somebody else or whatever, y'all can like comment amongst the different modes of viewing, I guess. But that's it's so far it's worked pretty well. The giveaway tool does work. Thanks again for everybody for helping us test that. And just a reminder that tonight's Grand Marshal, which because we just want to give you something for helping us, is Invisible River tonight. So y'all go if you haven't already. We what was the actual YouTube channel? I didn't put that in the third thing. I put it in comments. It was something. It was in my search history.
Invisible River Ranch.
Ranch, yes.
Up 96, got 96 subscribers. Check that out.
We'll drop that. I'll drop the.
I got it.
Too late.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it on the ticker. Since it looks like we're gonna be here for a minute.
Well, hopefully they can copy and paste or maybe click on the chat thing. Well, at least the ticker is visible. So, but yeah, we'll have to see what we can do, both in some smaller giveaways throughout. But like we mentioned, we're coming up on the 100th. This one doesn't count, but our 100th Sunday Night Live, what should be November. What do we say? November 2nd, or November 3rd.
I think this. Don't make me lie.
Yeah, it's the 3rd, the November 3rd, Sunday, November.
Let's see which one we are on now. We just did the 90. No, wait a minute, crap. That's
95.
That's what I did. No, I think I was gonna say like 95. But
yeah, so it should be the first one in November. Working on some giveaways for that. Working on some giveaways then again for our Christmas special where Clack will dress up as Santa.
Hey, I'm gonna try to remember my Santa Claus hat this year. If you remember, we were gonna wear our Santa Claus hats last year.
I've worn my Santa Claus hats both years. So
yeah, I forgot mine, so I had to do like a virtual Santa hat last year.
I think maybe we should have you dressed up as an elf.
I'll be the Santa. I've got a whole outfit.
But yeah,
I think I'll just wear the hat and call it a costume. Call it done.
You're the one always trying to get me to dance and sing.
I still think if you would dance, I think it would go viral. I'm just saying.
Well, that's an opinion.
Yeah, too old to do this. It's gonna be after time change, or that would be daylight savings time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
An hour of sleep.
Or we'll be an hour early.
Yeah, it's definitely going to change things. I wish they would just do like they do out a lot of the other states and just do away with it.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't want them to do away with daylight savings time. I want them to do away with standard time.
Whichever.
No, not whichever. Because
quit changing it.
Well, yes, but if you stay on standard time here in the middle of summer, the sun would be coming up at like practically 5 in the morning or earlier, and then we'd be sunsetting at like 8. I'd rather have it, I'd rather have my sun later in the day. That's my big thing. So yeah, no, I'd do away with standard time and just stay on the savings time.
Now, Too Old sent me a email the other day. He had some leaves that he had done with the laser. Looked pretty good.
I've seen some people do that, and I think you want to do it while they're still slightly green.
Yeah.
So
one was green, one was red, but they changed.
Yeah, you want them to still be a little bit moist, not the tinderbox that some of them get. So it'd be fun to play around with sometime.
He pulled these directly off the tree. They hadn't failed yet.
There you go. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. I
can't change the screen to show it.
See, Ralph's the same way I am. He said at this point he just wants to stay where it's at. It don't matter. But I agree, it would be better if it, because I'm not a morning person, so I don't need the sun coming up too early. I'd rather it stay up later.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
But yeah, hey, maybe they will. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, at least the software does what we were trying to accomplish. because I'm gonna tell you, it kind of hurt my feelings earlier when I hit that checkout button. It kind of stung a little. It's like, man, that's like 8 stove covers.
Yeah, when you told me what you paid, I had to take a breath.
Well, I could have bought another camera for that. They quick to take their money too. They done took it out of my bank account. Oh, but hey, it's fun. I enjoy it. The streaming doesn't like generate a whole lot of revenue as far as like the AdSense and stuff like that with YouTube, but it's fun. I enjoy it, and the interaction is worth it. It's worth it.
Well, it's not a lot of direct revenue from the streams because we leave ads off during. We try to make sure that they aren't popping up during the stream. But they might pop up on some of the replays and things like that. But it's the it's that community engagement and interaction that kind of helps keep us going.
Yeah. I know for a fact that both of us will keep the ads turned off until it's over with, because it is aggravating, especially in a live when you're trying to be like interactive with everybody, and it's like, oh, stay tuned for a commercial.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I can't change my screen, but
of course you'd have to like seal that in some epoxy or something to probably keep it from changing color more. Yeah, those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've been collecting. Where's it at? It's over yonder. I've been collecting stuff, and Adam Stack actually got mad at me. I don't think they realized what I was doing because I left the stuff in my video, and they messaged me and was like, we included a brush to clean your cup crumb tray with, and I'm like, I don't want to clean it. I'm keeping that. But hang on, let me show you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a little jar. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a little confetti deal.
Hey, look at this. I've learned how to use crutches without.
Now you just kicked your chair away.
I've learned how to use them without, because you can't fill your tea glass up if you can't take a hand off of a crutch. So I've learned how to use them.
Put a 3D print a cup holder for them crutches or something.
I was going to, but I'm afraid I just pour tea all over the living room floor, and I'll be slipped down in tea or sticking to the floor.
You have the one that rotates. I ain't
got time for all that. But see, this is when I was testing the Atom Stack. This is all my little pieces from my speed and power test that I did, and I was like, "Those are freaking cool." I could take these and pour them in a mold and pour some epoxy in there, and that would make for a really cool CNC coaster.
Yeah.
So I know some folks don't like coasters. But I actually do like my coasters if there's something cool. Like, see, this is my CNC. This is actually a test I did on the 4040, my very first CNC. And so I'm going to do something similar to this, but take these guys, pour them in epoxy, and like cast them into like a square or a hockey puck or something, and then CNC it into something cool. Sand it down real smooth.
Well, I might have a cool coaster to show, but we'll save that for tomorrow night.
Yeah. I hear you. Midnight Sun, I can't get rid of the crutches.
Not yet.
My doctor told me that if I value my knee and being able to use it the rest of my life and not having to go through repetitive knee surgeries, that I don't need to use it until after he talks to me again. So I got to go see him Tuesday. I suspect they're going to let me start like putting weight on it a little bit. But right now I was told don't put any weight on it at all. And I would show you the pictures of the incision and stuff, but it's kind of gross. I don't want to do that. But I have probably a good 6 to 7 inch incision from like an inch into my top of my kneecap up my leg towards my hip, and they had to reattach my quadriceps quadriceps tendon to my kneecap because I pulled it loose. It still had, I think he said it still had like 40% still holding, but a lot of my muscle in my thigh had retracted up towards my hip. And so he had to pull all that muscle down. and tie everything back together. And from what he told me, it's one of those that, as long as it heals properly, I should be able to, recover without any long lasting issues. But if I don't do what I'm told, he said there'll probably be a second and third surgery. So
I got the picture on my phone if you want to show it.
No, I'm good. I got it too.
That's rough.
But I'm trying to let it heal and heal properly, because that's something in the past I was bad about, not doing what I was told by the doctors. And this is this is something I don't want to play with. That's why I got this whole thing on my elbow that looks like a ski slope. I pulled a ligament loose and chipped a bone there, and it made this weird growth. So
I was going to say, most of the stuff you've had, you never had any knee or leg problems, though. It's always been like a bubble.
No, I've had them. I just never had nothing done about them. I've broke stuff. I've pulled tendons. Most of mine have been lately, since I was like 25 to 30. Most of my stuff's been tendons and muscles getting ripped and pulled. But we'll see. Midnight Sun, that might be the reason why yours had to be done 4 times there.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I don't want to have to go through this 3 more times. That's why I'm trying to do what I can to prevent having to go back. Let's just say it that way. Luckily, my job, I have sick time saved up. Actually, have more than I'll need saved up that I can take. So, I wonder, is there a way to create a countdown timer on here? Steve would love it if I could.
Oh, no.
You know what he's counting down to.
Yeah. I got 2 guys at work that are kind of in the same boat. They're not quite as close as Clack, but close enough. So we've got a project board at work, and so they kind of hid their month retirement countdown timers on there. So I put mine up there. Unfortunately, it's in the triple digits.
They have a little flip calendar, have a big day circle on it for next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 361 days. And that's calendar days.
Hey, if I get that little bitty financial deal took care of, I'll be going out the same day.
Maybe you can. I'm studying mine right now.
I'm keeping up with mine because of yours. Same day.
I still got a whole bunch of stuff I got to get done before I go, but I plan on getting it done. All right, well, guys, it has been 1 hour and 52 minutes, and I do need to go get this foot iced or this leg iced up and all that kind of stuff. So, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to throw those in here. Other than that, I hope the software, it seems to be holding up. It's doing a good job. I think we've got most of the stuff figured out. What we didn't want to have happen was, have one of our Sunday night lives, which is a planned thing that a lot of people, come to every Sunday. And we usually have a good bit of people in there. But we didn't want to get into one of those trying to fire it up and had never used the software and just totally bomb it. So we figured we'd just throw up a random live, test it out, make sure we knew what we were doing good enough to pull off an event. And it seems that we've got it under control. I mean, the giveaway tool works as we were hoping it does. The audio quality, video quality seems to be fine. I don't think there's been any issues that anybody's reported. And y'all pretty good about reporting stuff. So, especially if my audio's too low.
Yeah.
So if I go for my full benefits, 7,421 days. That's including weekends. That's not work days. So,
Wait a minute. How old are you now, though?
45.
Oh, you ain't far behind us.
But to get full benefits, I gotta hit 66.
I don't know if I'm gonna do 66.
We got to have 25 years of service, 25 consecutive years of service, 25 years of service.
See, that's a sad thing. I'm coming up on my 25th year of service.
Yeah. And then we get in Alabama, we get for in law enforcement anyway, we get for every 5 years of service, we get credit for one additional year as far as the payout rate or whatever goes. And so once you work 25 in law enforcement, when you turn your paperwork in, they complete your paperwork and stuff. They give you credit for 30 years as if you worked 30 instead of 25. Now, for most people that, let's say if I didn't want to have to stay out here and keep doing stuff in the shop and doing projects to get paid, make money from stuff. If I didn't want to do that, if I just wanted to retire and not do nothing else, I probably wouldn't be able to do it right now with the amount of money that they're going to pay me, because it's not that much. You know what I mean? If I can get all my stuff paid off, get the house paid off and vehicles and stuff like that, I could probably survive, but it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be taking no hunting trips to Colorado or nothing. You know what I mean? It's not going to be that kind of a retirement. So in order for me to retire as early as I'm wanting to and be able to, if I want to go take a week and go on a boat somewhere and go fishing or something like that, or just, whatever, for me to be able to afford stuff like that, I'm going to have to keep this business going. I'm going to have to keep turning out projects, keep making stove covers, as much as I hate those things some days. I'm going to have to keep pushing that, because that money is going to be my money to go out and do things. If I want nicer things, or if I want to pay for a trip for me and the wife to take a cruise or something once a year, that's where that money is going to have to come from. It's going to have to be from out here, because the money that my retirement is going to pay by itself isn't necessarily going to be enough to finance that. So,
yeah. Well, if I was in the corrections plan or the state patrol plan or thing like that, yeah, it would be, at age 50. They used to have what they call the rule of 90. So it was your years of service plus your age. And so if that was still in existence, I would be somewhere around 55, but you had to start a long time before I started my my job. So unfortunately, it's now basically just, here's the benchmarks. I mean, I could retire at 55, but you get nerfed quite a bit on both your years of service, as well as then your percentage of your retirement. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm actually aiming more towards something around age 60, to chop, a good 6 years off that, and maybe not maximize that one, but, rely on other things, much as you're doing here, is be able to have some alternate income to augment. But yeah, got a ways to go.
Yeah. Well, that's my goal. Like I said, if I was trying to do this to where I could just sit at home and not hit a lick, I couldn't afford to do it. Not with just the 25 years that I've worked, because my payout rate, because I'm going to you can do different options to where they pay out to where you have survivor benefits, to your spouse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it takes your overall amount goes down. And of course, I'm doing the benefits, because Brandy's job, she's got a 401k, but she doesn't have like a pension plan like I've got. She's got 401ks that she's paid into. She's got a little money in there, but as far as like a pension, she doesn't have anything. And so I have that responsibility to make sure that, there is something there if something wants to happen to me. And she's going to keep working for at least until Emily graduates school. So Brandy's going to keep her job. So that's not going to change as far as our household income goes. I'll lose a little bit of money with, the city job, but it's not that much when you look at, what I can do if I'm out here every day. Because jobs that right now I'm turning down, or customers that I'm not getting, I can actually try to get those customers. I had a guy email me today. He's somewhere local to me, semi-local to me. And he had reached out to me and asked about coming in and talking to some of the other trailer places, because he knew I did the stove covers for Clayton Homes. And he messaged me today and said that he wound up getting two of the different places here in my county signed up with him for him to provide cutting boards and stuff for their welcome home gifts or whatever. And so, stuff like that. I mean, if it come down to it and I needed to, I could get out and hustle and get more customers. But right now I've got enough customers between that and the stuff that I do on YouTube and everything, and then mix in a little bit of doing stuff that David wants to do, I think I'll be fine and be able to, put back a little extra money. Well, we'll see.
Cool.
Jack said he might be able to retire when he's 98. but yeah, you never know. Like I said, the good Lord, that's the one thing I will say. I have lived check to check my entire life in law enforcement, worked 3 jobs most of my adult life. I've never made a lot of money, but to be able to retire at 50 years old, good Lord took care of me. So I can't complain on that part. That's going to be a blessing. If I can just keep the ability to walk until then, I'll be happy. Yeah. Steve's a youngster. That's what Chuck said. And I agree with him. Steve is a youngster. He's 5 years younger than me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ice this leg. So I got to get out of here. It is officially 2 hours. So we do know that we can record and stream for 2 hours. So if you hadn't already, hit that subscribe, follow, like, share, all those good buttons. Y'all know the drill. Appreciate it. To Invisible River Ranch, tonight's Grand Marshal and the winner of our first random spin of the wheel. So we appreciate that. Glad y'all came out just to help us. We're going to just test the software for like 10 or 15 minutes. I actually didn't realize I made it public. So in the beginning, it was just going to be like us doing it without being public. But then Steve pointed out to me that I made it public and people were waiting in the lobby. And so it was like, okay, we got to do it now. So, but yeah, well, let us know what you think. And like I said, we'll see y'all, I guess it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
For the actual event. Now that we know how to set it up and everything, we'll hopefully tomorrow get it out there and get it ready to go. So, but anyway.
I got 7 new subscribers tonight. I want to say thank you for that. I'm going to try to get some content out. Maybe I can get something y'all like.
Awesome. All right, congratulations. Wait a minute. Hang on. I got one for you. Got 7 new ones. So if you hadn't, go check out Milk Money Mini Farm over on YouTube. He's still kind of trying to find a direction. So go let him know what's the direction you think he needs to go in.
I feel like I'm still trying to find a direction some days.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see everybody tomorrow night.
I wonder if this exit. I wonder if this exit button like works. Hang on. Let me see. I want to use my regular outro, and we'll see if it actually. We'll see if it works. If it does, Steve, you're gonna have to come up with us an outro if this works.
More work.
Yeah. So.
Took minutes last time.
Because I don't want to be one of those guys that just sit here and just waiting on it to stop.
Is it done? Is it done?
So yeah, so we're gonna see if the outro works. If it does, I want to task Steve with creating us a matching outro for tomorrow night's live.
Matching? It's got to match.
Something like that. See y'all guys.
All right, we'll see.